I was going to ask you what you were reading right now.
I'm reading the last of the Clive Barker book, Mr. Be Gone. I'm reading that, and I just finished Nikki Sixx's Heroin Diaries. Then I got a book by Chelsea Kane called Heartsick. Then, hold on, it'll just take me 30 seconds. It's pretty good stuff.
What do you do with all your books anyway? I noticed you said you read a lot. What do you do with all your books when you're done with them?
Well, I have a library back home.
Oh, so you can?
Yeah. I always, for some reason, it's like CDs. Never throw them away. Never, ever. In any case, even if you're lacking money. I once did, and I'm so pissed off. So I had a lot of CDs that never were reprinted. Yeah. You know, not something particularly valuable in money or valuable in music. Stuff like that it's very hard to get nowadays. You can't get it on iTunes, like reggae albums from the year, whatever it might be. So I'm really pissed off at that. But so I keep everything. They look nice, and then it's as reference when you're reading a book, and you got similar, books on similar subject. You can always do. I really rarely reread anything. This is really interesting.
Ja, het sticker man.
No. The acclaimed metaphysical epic that binds together cosmological phenomena of our time, ranging from crop circles to quantum theory to worldwide resurgence of shamanism to support the contention of the Mayan calendar that year 2012 portends global shift in consciousness, culture, and way of living of unprecedented consequence. Or unprecedented. How do you?
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented consequence. This is like part memoir. It's just some guy who used to write for New York Times, Esquire, Wired, Village Voice, LA Weekly. So it's kind of like him just going through just kind of paranormal, kind of weird stuff, and then just like joining it all up together because the Mayan calendar says that that's the last year. You know, a lot of people say that's the doomsday is going to happen on that year because that's where the Mayan calendar, that's where it ends. So that's the last year in that book.
Yeah.
Just it's fairly
So you read
cool.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I tend to. There's UFO shit here. Everything.
Oh, that's always good.
So it's like everything's like mixed.
Have you ever thought of writing your own book?
No. But like shit like beyond the apocalypse and blue-eyed Jesus awaited by the faithful, another rough beast slouches towards us. The biospheric crisis of such magnitude that it will touch the life of every person on Earth. We are being confronted by something so completely outside of our collective experience that we don't really see it, even when the evidence is overwhelming. For us, that something is a blitz of enormous biological and physical alterations in the world that has been sustaining us, writes Ed Ayers, editorial director of The World Watch.
Awesome.
There's just like all kinds of weird shit in this book collected in one. I love it.
That's cool.
So that's good. Is that I love Chuck Palahniuk, so he says with Gretchen Lowell, Chelsea Kane gives us the most compelling, most original serial killer since Hannibal Lecter. And as I love Heartsick, what kind of music I do, it just felt good. Secret History of Lucifer. This is one of those like bullshit books like the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
And the meaning of the true Da Vinci Code, it says. But
there you go.
This is actually about the history of Lucifer, him being Luxifera in Latin, the bringer of the light, the kind of like the Enlightenment movement, back in like maybe 1700s. Isaac Newton, everybody like that, they were called Luciferian or Luciferian at one point. That was actually not a cult, but a term loosely binding up different artists and different people who were changing the world because it was time of enlightenment, realizing new possibilities and new things that the Westboro Church, Baptist Church, doesn't appreciate. And Joe Hill, he's really good. Heart Shaped Box is his first novel, and this is his first short story collection. Great writer on ghost stories. He's one of the best, new voices in horror. And then, obviously, Vampires in Their Own Words, an anthology of vampire voices. So this is actually just a collection of real vampires, or people who really actually do drink blood, or consider themselves being psychic vampires or whatever. I've been reading a few books on the same topic, and they're fairly entertaining. How people get so sucked in through the popular culture and through Bram Stoker that they actually invent their own, not necessarily pseudo-magical, but their own realm in which they live, own subculture.